boys and girls. Our other read aloud this week is called If I Were President. It's written by Catherine Steer, illustrated by Diane DeSalvo, and the story begins. If I were president. It would be great to be president of the United States. If I were president, that means after a big campaign with speeches and posters and TV ads, the people would have chosen me as their leader. Years of planning and hard work would have prepared me for that day. If I were president, I'd promise to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, because that would be my job. Then I would move to a mansion called the White House with more than 100 rooms, and I would have to remember my new address, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. If I were president, I could go bowling or visit a museum theater without ever leaving my house. I'd have my own chef and could eat whatever I wanted. I could even have 2 desserts every night. How about that, boys and girls? If I were president, I'd start work early each morning in the Oval Office. Although I would try to do what's best for my country, not everyone would agree with my decisions. But I'd get help making those decisions from a group of people called my cabinet. If I were president, the people would be my boss, and I would have to find out what they wanted. It wouldn't be easy. Different people want different things. If I were president, I would be in charge of the armed forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Who knows the name of our president? Donald Trump, correct. If I were president, each year I would give a speech to Congress called the State of the Union. All over the country, people would be watching and listening. I would talk about how our country was doing and suggest ways to solve our problems. And this is where they meet, boys and girls. It's a big oval room, and all the important politicians are there. Imagine creating laws for a whole country. That's something Congress and I would work on together. Congress would present bills which are ideas for new laws. If I didn't like an idea, I would say no, and that's called a veto. But if I agreed, I would sign the bill and make it a law. If I were president, the agents of the Secret Service would guard me. Everywhere I'd go, they would go too. If I were president, I would travel in my limousine or in my own private airplane called Air Force One. I would meet with leaders of other countries. Maybe together we could improve and work to make our world better. There he is again. If I were president, I would comfort families that had been in an earthquake, hurricane, or flood. Then I would help them rebuild their towns. If If I were president, one of my favorite jobs would be passing out medals to people who had done brave deeds. If I were president in the spring, I would toss the first pitch of the baseball season. And in winter, I would light the nation's holiday tree. If I were president, my words and picture would appear in newspapers and magazines all over the world. Even my dog would make headlines. Even the dog would be in the newspaper. If I were president, the house I grew up would be famous. People would ask my mom for a tour of everything, even my treehouse. If I were president, the people could only elect me twice. That's 8 years altogether. Then I would have to find a new job and a new house. Soon, a new president with different ideas would move into the White House. But just like me, the new president would work hard for the good of the country. If I were president, they might someday make a statue of me like the white marble statue of Abraham Lincoln in the Lincoln Memorial, or the president's heads carved into Mount Rushmore. If you ever have a chance to go see that, boys and girls, that would be really awesome. Or someday, my face might show up on the country's money. Did you know that President Lincoln is on the penny, President Jefferson is on the nickel, and President Washington is on the $1 bill? And who knows, someday I just might be President of the United States. There's dreaming. And that could happen, boys and girls. Make sure you stay in school and get a good education. And you can make a difference in the world. Take care. Hope to see you on Thursday for our ice cream social. Bye.